What does this mean for the consumer, for the developer, for the industry as a whole, and about the possession of your houses? Discussing this, we have two RERA chiefs. We have the chairman of UP RERA, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, and the chairman of Haryana RERA, Mr. K.K. Khandelwal, both representing their respective states and the cities. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Let's first understand what is the moratorium that has been offered to developers during this period. Mr. Khandelwal, would you like to start?
Because of this COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown, most of the authorities in the country, they have taken certain decisions, and those decisions are necessitated because as on now the work is standstill. So we have taken 3 decisions. Number one, as Chairman RERA UP also said, the number one is basically the projects where completion period was ending after 15th of March. So in those cases, we have given 3 months time to complete the project further. Because it was required for the promoter, it is not in the hands of the promoter to do anything at this point of time. Number two, there were large number of cases, those were also scheduled for hearing before the adjudicating officer as well as before the authority. In those cases, because we don't know when situation will improve, so we have given an open time to look in the month of first week of the month of May. We will put new dates on the website of the authority. Apart from this, there are large number of statutory compliances which are to be done by the promoter. And if the deadline for those statutory compliances is ending during this period, then naturally those deadlines have to be extended. So we have extended deadlines up to 30th of June, as has been done by UP RERA. Because Mr. Rajiv Kumar is our leader. We learn most of the things from him, and whatever he does, we normally follow him.
So let's go to Mr. Rajiv Kumar. Sir, as a leader of all the RERAs, help us understand what all you have implemented in UP.
Thanks a lot, and I must also thank my good friend Mr. Khandelwal because he has broadly covered what I was to say. See, there are two aspects to it as far as a project is concerned. One is that there is no denying that this is an unprecedented situation, which none of us had ever experienced. And this surely falls within the category of force majeure, even though it is not specifically listed. But the decision which Government of India has taken for a complete lockdown to ensure the safety of lives of our citizens, that is very important and crucial in this fight against COVID. Having said that, it is correct that this kind of a lockdown, being unprecedented, has put a stop to most of the works which were going on. So one issue which arises is that there are various categories of projects. For example, if there is a project which has a completion between 15th of March onwards till the situation normalizes, then the deadline for completion falling in this period and the work not going on, they would naturally need some attention. This would also help our buyers because these days the bankers have started saying that if the registration of a project has lapsed or something, they would not be disbursing further loans and so on and so forth. So giving an extension on time to these projects is beneficial to everybody because as far as the loan eligibility and other things are concerned, they are covered. Secondly, the builders also get time to complete the project. So that is on one level, which is positive for everybody. The second part,
Please go on.
in these, for example, there are about 268 projects in UP which fall between March and June. So, of which, interestingly, there are 34 who have already either got a completion or loaded the completion certificate, and another 25 have already applied for extension. So, there is these three buckets out of these 268 projects. Here, in principle decision, we have taken to give them a 3 months extension to complete their work quickly. The second related part is that the impact of those projects which are also ongoing, but their completion deadline is beyond 15th of June, we feel they will also be impacted. And this advantage of a 3 months extension, we would also be providing to all the projects where the completion date is till end of December. We expect anything beyond end of December, they should be in a position to cover it up as slowly things would normalize. The
Should
second aspect,
consumers,
sorry.
should consumers be worried? Will RERA help monitor that the projects are actually, it's just a 3 month delay or 2 quarter delay? How does the consumer understand the delay period?
The fact is that this is in everybody's knowledge that this unprecedented closure has been there. Because of the decision which have been yesterday announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, and then the details have come today, we expect that over a period of time, especially in the non-hotspot areas, the construction work will begin after 20th of April. But this will be on a case-to-case basis, and obviously mobilization will take time. So this is a matter of fact and given that there is going to be some effect in terms of the completion of the projects. And to that extent, everybody gets impacted.
Khandelwalji, oh, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. The second part is, as Khandelwalji has rightly said, there are a lot of compliance issues. For example, QPRs have to be filed for March quarter. There are certain deadlines. There are other statutory compliances also. So this extension will give a moratorium. We have said you can fill up your statutory requirements till 31st of May, wherever the deadlines fall in between. And the third part which was mentioned is that as far as the compensation for delay aspect is concerned, that is a matter which has to be dealt with on a case-to-case basis. What is a period where actual work was not done? What is the period where work was impacted? That aspect will continue, and all our online monitoring mechanisms are still continuing. But I think we need to enable the builders to put in their QPRs, audit reports, and other details in the interim.
Right. Khandelwalji, some of the developers have been saying a 3 month stoppage of work actually translates into a 2 quarter delay or even more. How does RERA view it?
As far as present situation is concerned, it is affecting both the main stakeholders. It is affecting LOTs as well as it is affecting the promoters.
Yeah.
As Chairman UP RERA very rightly said, they have already given this moratorium period of 3 months for completion of the project as well as for statutory compliances. Similar kind of issues are being raised by the LOTs, because this act deals both the failure of the promoter as well as failure of the LOTs. So in case if there are genuine cases where for no fault of the LOT and the payments have been delayed, or there are some other kind of things which have prevented him to do particular things, and there are penal consequences, in those matters we will also consider matters in favor of the LOT. So that will depend on case-to-case basis. You asked a very pertinent question earlier, how RERA was functioning during these days when there was everything was under the lockdown. As most of these offices were functioning basically on e-mode basis, and most of the officers or employees were working from their home. We got a clue from Mr. Rajiv Kumar when he organized the first RERA conference or conclave at Lucknow. There were large number of issues, although it was only 2 days affair, but there were large number of issues those were raised there. So what we decided? We decided to utilize this time to prepare training manuals on most of those issues which are relevant both for the LOT as well as for the promoter and also for the real estate agents. So during this period, we have given this task to 10, 12 people within the office and some of these projects outside the office. And we have been able to prepare around 18 manuals during this period. Number two, one of the very important work, because Prime Minister as well as Honorable Chief Minister Haryana, they made a call. Number one, there will not be migration of the labor. Number two, the labor will be looked after well. They should be given ration and the cooked food, whatever is the requirement. Number three, wages have to be paid to them. And number four, no labor will be removed from the present job. So to do this, because Nardeco as well as Kradai and also the most of the promoters in our area, they were so good. They were coming forth willingly and voluntarily that within 1 day of this lockdown, a large pool of money was committed by most of them, and immediate arrangements were made with the district administration for supply of this material, not only to construction workers, but also to the other laborers. So that has worked well. Some of the members of our staff, there was a call from Chief Minister Haryana, they require volunteers. So nearly 30% of our staff, they enrolled themselves as the volunteers. And what they did, we are having public mobile trunking radio service within our office. So they went with these public mobile trunking radio sets to those sites. If there was any problem, then they immediately contacted the promoter. If it is to be done something to be done by the promoter or something to be done by the district administration. So because of this, they were able to monitor all these 4 points, and we are very happy to say that there is very less, and you can say least migration from Gurgaon. We've been able to contain labor at their workplace, and most of the, except few complaints here or there, most of these places we have made good food arrangement. Promoters have done very well. District has done very well. Even the police administration has done very well. So with the coordination of all the agencies, construction workers have been looked after well during this period. So these are some of the things which have been done by RERA during this lockdown period.
So, sir, now that some amount of work is going to start or has been allowed to start, you see the projects coming back to, starting off very well soon?
Sir, this question is basically Mr. Rajiv Kumar is more pertinent person to answer because he is a thinker. He is an innovator, he is a thinker. There is but I hope so. In near future, there will be proper growth of the real estate. Real estate sector has understood very well what are their problems, what are their misdoings. So all those things have been now, it is in their mind. So they are taking care of these things. One of the very good question when you asked, look, you are saying there will be a 3-month moratorium to for completion of the project. Let me tell you very interesting fact. Now the emphasis of the promoter is not taking the project right up to the last date of completion. It may be about old projects. Now, most of the promoters, if they have taken extension in time, they have taken sufficient extension in time, and most of the promoters are completing project before the target date. So that trend has come now. In case of earlier projects, there were delays, but now wherever we have granted them extension, we have discussed it with them thoroughly, and sufficient extension has been granted to them, and most of these projects are being completed well before the expiry of the this extension period. And one more important point I would like to bring to your notice, as Supreme Court of India already issued an order regarding limitation period. So that order and regarding limitation period as such, that is applicable to us also. So wherever if some legal rights are being affected because of this lockdown, then that limitation period should also be get extended. So I hope the RERA authorities, particularly the UP, Karnataka, they are doing so well. This is Mr. Rajiv Kumar is also chairman of our RERA forums. So as and when we require any help, we require not only we, even promoters, even the Kredai and Nardeco, he is always forthcoming to advise them, to guide them. So that is how, and I think this in NCR region we have done very well.
So, sir, I'm going to come to you, Mr. Rajiv Kumar. The query
For that,
that
I must thank Mr. Khandelwal for profusely for all his compliments. We work as a team, and we are greatly benefited. As you are aware, that very voluminous and very valuable book written by Mr. Khandelwal was released during the conclave. So we are all benefited mutually, and that's the advantage of having a forum where all our colleagues are there.
Sir, the query that I asked Mr. Khandelwal, I'm going to pose it back to you. The developers are saying that a 3-month stalling of projects or a 1-month stalling of projects, once the project stops, restarting it, if you have enough labor on the site, like our reports also suggest that in Gurgaon, they have been able to hold back about 80-85% of the labor back on the sites. But that's not the case in UP. In many cases, the projects, the labor, some of it is there, but 50% of the labor stayed back. The rest have actually gone back. So, how much of an impact will this have on the timelines?
As far as this 3-month period is concerned, it is basically the initial period that has been considered by RERA authorities. If there are justification for more moratorium time, that can also be considered. We are not closed on this. If project cannot be started, time taken is more than 3 months, then those facts can be considered and the moratorium period can be extended. I don't think there is any bar on that.
So just to supplement, the point is that there are a lot of projects where the people working on the projects have stayed back. And that once the permission is granted after 20th of that particular area, I think it will immensely help in restarting the work quickly. Now, the fact is that this would surely have some impact on the supply line, in the sense that there are a lot of things which go in a project which are, done in a factory setting. There are electrical fittings, and there are motors, and there is paint, and so on. So one positive thing is that all transportation has been permitted for such material. And there is, if you look at it, for especially those areas where the lockdown is going to be permitted after 20th, and if the labor is available, I think the impact would substantially be taken care of by the period which has been granted. And as Mr. Khandelwal said, if there are some outliers, if there are some specific reasons on both the consumer side, the buyer side, as well as from the builder side, the RERAs are quite open to see and take a just view in these cases.
So these are some of the queries that our consumers have asked us, that if the project is delayed, what should I do? First, the consumer has also been given a 3-month moratorium, right, by the banks on the EMI payments. And the second is that if the government thinks that the consumer needs that support, so does the developer. Would you like to expand a little bit on this?
See, there are two aspects. While to facilitate and to ensure that the credit histories remain intact, this was a very welcome step by the banks that they have permitted as directed by the RBI, to give a 3 months window. Having said that, there would be interests which will have to be paid for this period. This moratorium is not without interest. And to that extent, I think the best course of action is that keeping in view the priority of the requirement of COVID, which is social distancing and so on and so forth, one must try to see that the projects get completed as early as possible. So that objective would be subject to the restrictions placed by the government to take care of the COVID requirements. I think that should be the primary objective, rather than getting into whether 2 months is enough or 3 months is enough. And as Mr. Khandelwal Saab said, there are a lot of builders who are now actually doing their best, given the constraints, including some relating to liquidity also, that the project does get completed early.
Some of the consumers have been asking, will they be able to claim delayed compensation during the lockdown period? That's not possible, right?
See, if the project is actually not been functional, then obviously for force majeure, asking to pay compensation would not be a fair thing to do. But as I had mentioned to begin with, this is going to be handled on a case-to-case basis if and when the complaint is filed.
Sir, RERA authorities have given relief to developers, but consumers who have been waiting for their home for a long time, especially during the COVID lockdown, the fact that you were on rent, you are at the, there has been a lot of issues around payments of rent, or the landlords asking you to vacate and all kinds of things. The consumer is a very aggrieved gentleman for a period of time.
Right.
How does RERA balance out this between the consumer? I'm sure you must be getting a lot of queries from consumers as well. What should I do? Will I get my house? How late will it be? What is RERA's?
As I mentioned, that the primary objective for everybody, all stakeholders, should be that once the permission to restart work is given, the project gets completed at an early date. And secondly, it's not, I would like to say this clearly, that, for example, out of the 268 projects which I had mentioned from March to June in UP, which had a completion date, almost 40 projects have already got a completion. So, and the others are in various stages. So, it's not that every project is going to be impacted. There are projects where the completion has already been obtained. So, there the formality of taking possession and so on will go on. Now, if we are able to expedite construction over the next 2-3 months, I think that's something which this country has been bearing the lockdown with such immense amounts of patience and faith. I think this is something we all have to look to. As far as the delayed interest or payments are concerned, that would be a matter which would relate on a project-to-project basis and on an individual basis.
In the last couple of days, leading bankers like Deepak Parekh and Mr. Rajneesh Kumar of SBI have actually come out and been speaking to speaking publicly, where they said that 10% of the credit line will be made available to the developers immediately so that they can restart their project. Does RERA have any role in any RERA sign-offs here?
RERAs do not have any direct role to either recommend or say that this project should be taken up on priority, but the RERA registration has to be there for projects to be eligible for any kind of funding is a prerequisite on the residential and commercial side. It's a very welcome thing. I think if quickly as I said, liquidity is one of the issues which have been hampering this sector. So if this 10% lifeline can come through quickly, it will be for the good of the sector and for our harried buyers, as you rightly said.
There are a lot of cases that are still pending with various RERAs for various reasons in various stages of hearing. Do you use this period of lockdown to at least, and with the going by the fact that you have e-courts, are the is the process of hearing continuing, or is it at a standstill?
Uh, because of the directions which were received on the lockdown, there has been, I would say, a delay in hearing the cases which were listed from the period of lockdown till they get a green signal. So,
Yeah.
for presently, all the cases which were listed till 30th of April, we have deferred them. Now, we have essentially started, as you are aware, the e-court system. And we are presently working that once this phase of lockdown is over and subject to government granting permission, we would be working towards getting the arguments on a video mode, so that people don't have to come to the court, and we can hear the arguments of both the sides while being in the court without any of the parties physically being present there. So the system is presently being geared. We have 15 days to organize this whole thing. And I understand that all those people, especially where the final hearing is due, both for cases where they were filed physical form, uh, that means there is a file, and also where all the pleadings are on electronic mode, we would be writing to both the sides for each of these cases whether they would be agreeable and in a position to take up arguments on the video mode. And once this becomes functional, then we have worked out a plan to see that the cases which are deferred are taken up on priority and completed.
Khandelwalji, what is the scenario in the Gurgaon RERA? Are you also gearing up for e-courts?
Just to supplement further, we are coming out with a very innovative idea about e-courts. We are going towards something known as e-judgments. This will be an entirely new concept, because in most of the matters which are being dealt by RERA, the law is settled as far as this, because if there is a delay, so much amount of interest shall be payable till possession is given. Most of the cases are more or less fixed. Once some of the intricacies are solved by Honorable High Court or Supreme Court, rest of the things are very fixed. So what we have thought of, and that may be an innovative idea, we have learned it from somewhere from International Court of Justice. There was a research paper. It is something like this: just you give your facts. Let those facts be also given by the promoter. Responsibility given by the promoter, or if there is a complaint by promoter, facts should be given by the LOT.
Yeah.
And it should be all objective. Once those things are there, and manually also, we have to take decision based upon those facts. And law is settled, arguments are settled, the law point is settled. Then, with this e-justice system, a judgment will be evolved that will be sent to both the parties. If they agree to it, well and good. So it will save both their time as well as time of the courts. So this we are working. It is something like we learned from Mr. Rajiv Kumar, mediation or conciliation. So this is something which has evolved electronically as a document which can be used for mediation or conciliation. So this is something which we are trying, and one of my friend is working on this project on a very wide scale basis, because there are large number of cases going between party of one country to the party of other country. So this may further be useful in those cases. But as far as RERA is concerned, our law is fixed. Our more or less judgments are more or less on the similar lines. If there is a delay on part of the promoter, either the full amount is to be refunded along with prescribed rate of interest plus compensation. Compensation also, section 71 and 72 provide very categorically what is to be considered. So I think with this e-courts, we can go one step further in e-judgments. So if this this would happen in near future, it will. I think it will be a very great thing for the court system in the country.
So this will actually be artificial intelligence, right?
It is basically using, yes, a lot of data will be there. Most of the cases decided by so many authorities will be there. So it is artificial intelligence, and this, I think, judgment will work as a solid basis for conciliation.
I'm sorry, sir, I can't.
This one,
No, we lost you in between. Could you repeat that, sir? You said it is largely artificial intelligence.
the large artificial intelligence, because first of all, we will have a large database where judgments given by these authorities will be compiled in an objective manner. So once those judgments are there, naturally there will be large number of cases which will be falling in one category or the other category.
Yeah.
So once that is done, so on the basis of already decided cases or on the basis of the reasons and arguments, logics or mathematical equations already put up there, there will be a kind of judgment emerging out of that. So that could work as a basis for conciliation of the parties. I think they can accept it. If they know they can accept it, then certainly it is well and good. RERA will only put its seal on it.
Uh, there is a query that has come saying that builders should also not charge interest. RERA should pass order in favor of buyers in case of non-payment.
This I have, this I have already answered you. Our job is to look after both the parties. It may be LOT or it may be the promoter. So as I have told you already, if there is any lapse on part of LOT in making payments in time, because during this period also LOT is supposed to make payments, there will be installment due. So in those cases, we could certainly consider on case-to-case basis that promoters should not charge any penal interest from the buyer.
Right. So will there be any change in the way the escrow account is maintained now? Because these are extraordinary circumstances. We have lost a lot of time, almost a month now already, right? More than a month. The builders are not allowed to have to maintain that 70% funds in escrow accounts. Will there be any changes here? Because there are going to be financial crisis.
Let me clarify you. This is one of the misconceptions about this account.
Yeah.
This account is not a escrow account where 70% amount is to be kept. This is a separate RERA account where promoter is having full control over the account, but he has to follow certain rules and regulations. He has to follow certain requirements of the law before withdrawing anything out of it. So first of all, it should be very clear it is not a escrow account. We don't give permission on each double basis. Look, you can withdraw now. We only look at the annual audit statement and report of the chartered accountant whether the promoter has withdrawn money as per the requirements of the law. If he has not, he is liable for the consequences. So as far as we are concerned, there is not going to be any change in the escrow account now. Escrow account only change which we are contemplating. The purpose of RERA as on now is more or less to complete the project. Incomplete project should be completed as fast as possible. What is happening in old projects? Promoters have taken loan from the financial institutions. Now, whatever collections are they getting after coming into force of this RERA, whatever collections they are getting, our requirement is 70% amount should be deposited in a separate RERA account.
Right.
So, as soon as they are withdrawing that amount and they will be going in some account, these financial institutions are drawing that account. So we are working out a mechanism where at least project be completed first, because that LOT is paid money for it. It is LOT's money that should be put on the project first. And if whatever is remain at the end, and there are other ways also for the financial institutions to recover their money. So what we are thinking, we have a proposal from NARTEC, from CREDAI. Out of this RERA account, once that limit is fixed, look, they can withdraw X amount.
Yeah.
So after that X amount, they can withdraw X1, X2, X3. X1 payable to contractor A, X2 payable to the labor, X3 to someone else. Because so up to that X limited reference, then they will be able to complete some more work. So then there will be further limit Y. So rather than transferring that money to some other account first, that is taken away by the financial institutions, we are allowing them to directly make payment for the purpose of the project. Although earlier also there was no such bar. But most of the promoters, they face this problem that whatever amount was deposited by the LODs, that was taken away by the financial institutions, and project was basically getting delayed badly. So to take care of that problem, we are considering such kind of issues.
So, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, we have a large number of people from Noida who say that either jobs are people are losing jobs, or there are salary cuts and so on, and the consumer distress seems to be coming to the fore. Like I asked Mr. Khandelwal about the developer distress, the consumer distress, when those payouts don't happen, is there a moratorium period that you can extend to consumers as well?
As far as the contractual arrangement is concerned, and this I'm talking about the older projects where the agreement to sale has not been signed on the format of government of UP. There are certain stipulation under which what will happen if there is a delay payment and so on and so forth. But as far as the 2018 model agreement of UP government is concerned, it clearly states that if a project is delayed, in that case, the promoter cannot ask for interest for that particular period. So I think there is no omnibus answer here. It has to be governed by the project, the agreement which has been signed between the two parties, and the overall case details or the facts of each case. And once a matter comes before RERA, we take all this into account while passing a judgment.
Sir, there was also a stress fund that was announced, and we were on the cusp of developers getting the stress fund and projects getting completed. What is the status of that? RERA's role was very significant in that. What has happened to that proposal?
As far as the stress fund is concerned, actually the prime actor there was basically SBI Venture Capital. As you are aware, they were the ones who had to take a call on the proposals which were submitted. There was some progress, I'm given to understand, including some projects from UP and NCR. I only hope that the moment things normalize, the pace of decision there gets expedited. The whole purpose of the stress fund would be fulfilled if the money comes in quickly.
Right. And that we'll have to wait for the lockdown period to ease, right?
I think all of us have been, taking it up informally with those who can put in a word at the right quarters. But that role is more informal rather than formal.
Sir, there is a person called Tanushree Sehgal who says a 3-month extension provided to builders by RERA. What if builders take longer than this? Will it be a ground for delayed compensation?
Yeah, I think this, I would again reiterate the point which Mr. Khandelwal had made. See, this extension will ensure that the project remains valid and registered with the concerned RERAs.
Right.
And therefore, in many cases, the bankers take a plea that the project no longer being registered, we are not going to disperse any loan. So this technical aspect plus also of statutory compliances is primarily going to be helped by this extension. As far as individual compensations are concerned, including if they take more than 3 months, that is going to be decided on a case-to-case basis. Surely, if there is a delay which is more than what the force majeure can be justified on, would be a ground for delayed interest or compensation.
Yeah. Sir, there is. I would like to tell consumers that we are. This is not a forum where we can talk about individual projects. These are two very eminent gentlemen. They are both the RERA chairman, and they're talking about the industry, how to bring the industry back on track. And the important thing is that the regulator needs to balance the interest of the consumer as much as the developer, so that both can work function efficiently. Now, we've talked about the problems of the consumer. We've talked about the problems of the developer. There is some fear that the construction materials, that cement may cartelize, that there will be a increased rate of cement. In these issues, which are developer issues, which they want to finish projects fast, is there some way we can fall back on the RERA authorities to help them with this?
I think as far as the essential pricing is concerned, I can speak from my earlier experience. The prices of these crucial raw materials, that is monitored in the industries ministry very closely. And there is a system that if there is a feeling that the prices are going uh, out of the range, then the meetings are held with the producers to ensure that this kind of a cartelization does not take place. And of course, ultimately, there is a competition commission also. But the immediate thing which comes up is that there are people in the Food and Civil Supplies Department, there are people in the Industries Ministry, which very closely watch. And in case there is any specific instance, uh, this is a more hypothetical question at this stage, where demand itself is a question.
Yes, it was just that it was raised by some developers at one of the industry fora in the last 2 days. So I thought I'll raise it to you. And are Khandelwalji, are RERA authorities still taking complaints? Can consumers file their complaints right now, or is that process stopped?
Madam, filing of complaint is through electronic mode.
Right.
First of all, the complaint is to be registered electronically. Once complaint is registered, then in hard copy format, it is supplied at the office of the RERA.
Right.
So what we are doing here, there is no bar as far as electronic filing of the complaint is concerned. That is for the purpose of registration of the complaint.
Right.
But as far as receiving hard copy is concerned, during this period, this work was more or less suspended.
Yeah.
Also, in RERA authority, we have made one person, we have made a rotation and a roster, where one person is coming to the office daily, other day other person will come. But as far as the fresh filing of complaint is concerned, because no one is coming forward, or it is not possible for them also, they will not get this curfew pass just for filing a complaint here. As you said, because this moratorium of 3 months, this period is like a sine die period. So whatever benefit, if promoters are being benefited because of this, what they will get 3-month extension. Similarly, as UP chairman already said, in case of individual allottees also, if there are some kind of delayed payments by them to the promoter, then there also we can consider on case-to-case basis the penalty, whether it should be imposed on him or it should not be imposed on him. So he will also be he is also being treated at par with the promoter. It is not that we are giving favor to the promoter. The favor is available to both of them. And let me tell you one very interesting point. When you said, look, the project is getting delayed and the promoter is sufferer. Yes, he was a sufferer. As on now, he is not that much sufferer. Reason being, this act has given him the right. If project is delayed, he will get interest for every month of delay till possession is given to him. So, and this amount is good amount, 10.25%. No bank is giving 10.25% on your deposits.
Yeah.
So if there is a delay, he is being compensated. Number two, if he wants to get out of the project, then he is being refunded his full money plus interest plus compensation. Earlier, yes, there was a mischief with the LOT, but as on now, this act has balanced the situation. This act has taken care of this part of the problem of the LOT. So we cannot, yes, there will be problem once there is a delay in getting possession of the property. One may have planned large number of things. So he might have planned when he will leave his rented house or whether he will shift his family also. Those problems are there. Psychological and physical problems are there. But as far as financial loss is concerned, this act has taken this aspect into consideration to a very great extent.
Yes, sir. And I think some of the orders that you've given have actually addressed this. It's just that a lot of consumers' concerns have been that all the orders have, the execution of orders have been a little slow. And therefore, consumers have been a little worried about, even though we've got the orders, until it comes to their hands, they are still at the receiving end.
मैडम, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल आपने किया है. It's a very good question. Yes, whenever there is a new law, it takes its own time to settle down.
Right.
This act is very clear in many things. This section 40 of this act, although we have taken some time in executing our orders and to putting things in right kind of track so that these orders are executed immediately. Because in the beginning, we were setting up our office. We were making arrangement for these courts to function. Then after the judgments are given, then we started basically considering about execution of these orders. So this section 41, it says if there is a order regarding compensation, regarding penalty, regarding interest, then it is recoverable as areas of land revenue. And let me tell you, UP RERA has very effectively implemented this provision and has executed its orders and given relief to the allottees. Here also in Haryana, we are having this 41. We are also having an additional thing because apart from this compensation, interest, and refund, there are other things also. So this 41 does not cover refund, but there are other orders also because we may direct promoter or allotee or real estate agent if there is any deviation from the legal requirements. So how to implement those orders? So for that, particularly in Haryana, if these provisions have been made where the orders of the authority are executable as orders of a civil court, and this power has been given to the authority. But somehow, because of some misspelling, a word was written off. It was basically or. So that matter went to the High Court. Now it is there is a stay on amendment of the rules because we amended this. Of the word was adjudicating officer of the authority, and everywhere it is adjudicating officer or the authority. Nowhere in the act it is written of the authority or. Once it is or, so my orders I will implement, authority order will authority implement, and the adjudicating orders will be implemented by the adjudicating officer. So these are initial troubles. Once High Court settles that down, I assure you there will not be any delay. Once this 3-month appeal period is passed, there is a letter from the RERA. Look, you tell us whether you have executed this or not. If he says no, then we will ask for his assets, movable and immovable. We can attach his property. We can auction his property. We can put him in the civil prison. So those things, it is not that RERA is teethless. The only thing is initially it takes time to settle the law, and there are also various kind of arrangements that you made. You have to put people there. You have to train them. You have to make large number of formats. So it is not that is that RERA may be the only institution which has started working so fast in the country. Within setting up the RERA anywhere, within 6 months, RERAs were being able to deliver judgment. Even when they started functioning, there was not even a 1% working in the RERA. When we came to Gurgaon on 5th of February 2018, not even a single person was there, not even an inch of space was there with us. So we created everything during this period.
Right. In fact, if you look at it, Karnataka RERA has actually asked the central government to intervene where the DMs are not executing the order. So I think till there's an efficient execution of orders passed by RERA, these small complaints, these complaints of consumers are going to remain. Right?
We in Haryana, as I told you, we in Haryana are having a separate provision also. The orders of the authority or executing officer or the appellate tribunals are executable as orders of the civil court. So we can do that. Although there is a temporary problem of 2-3 months till this matter is finally decided by the High Court.
Yeah.
We have implemented large number of orders making use of this provision. And you will be surprised, no, because these promoters, they are big people. They can have the best kind of advocates with them. So let it be settled legally first by the High Court.
Mr. Rajiv Kumar, would you like to also give your...
The only thing I would like to supplement is that in UP, because the whole process is now on the e-court mode, and we do not accept now written complaints. So anybody who wants to file a complaint, that is open for this period also.
Right. But the dates for hearing will be after the lockdown period, right?
As I mentioned, that is of course subject to the government directions. We are working out that once this lockdown period is over, subject to government permitting, we would immediately start video arguments wherever the parties are agreeing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so there's one more query, and I think more or less we've covered the whole range of issues. Just one more. I've got a query from a gentleman called Sachin Gupta, who says, will there be any kind of support schemes to maintain the cash flows to agents registered under UP RERA, as agents are also very big employers?
I think this is an issue which is much larger. You are aware that on every forum, and today I saw my namesake in Niti Aayog explaining that they are fine-tuning the package. I'm sure that whenever Government of India announces the package, it would be taking care of the key requirements of the economy, and I think we should also wait for that. I'm sure that if we look at the individuals which are involved not only in this real estate sector but across the spectrum of economy, there are going to be innumerable number of actors which would be looking for some kind of a support.
Absolutely. And Mr. Khandelwal, while we were talking, there's a request from somebody who says that can Gurgaon RERA also move to a completely online system without an offline submission of documents? It would help, especially in this COVID kind of scenario.
No, that is apart from COVID, that is the final requirement, because we should have everything e-filing, and that is the requirement of the Act also. So we are also in the process of making most of our process online.
Oh. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. I think that was a lot of ground that we covered. And wherever the consumers raise more issues or the industry raises more issues, we would request you to keep addressing them through our forum.
Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure as always. Take care and stay safe, all of you, and through you, all your listeners also. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No,